This is Lewis Hart for the Ring magazine. Delighted today to join Anthony Yarde for the first time in a while. Yeah, first time on a new platform as well. We're here at Box Park. How's things, Anthony? You all good?
Fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm all good, mate. All the better for speaking to you. Obviously, here today for your stablemate Joel Kodua weighing in. Yes. Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow night in a real good fight against Lloyd Germain, which must be, as I say, a big step up for him.
Yeah, man. Jay's ready. You know, we're in the gym working, having fun. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I guess with someone like Joel, and for yourself, where you are sort of experienced pro now,
yes.
Do you ever look at when you do have someone coming through like Joel and almost sort of give him that arm, not the arm around the shoulder, but the advice as and when he needs it?
Yeah, of course. But again, everyone's an individual. Yeah. I'm not going to put my personality onto Joel. But again, we're very similar. Again, that's why we can, you know, entwine and train together and have fun and go out to eat outside the gym, and you know, we're friends now. So I'm excited for him.
Yeah. And when you do have a fighter like Joel, who has that big step up, I'm sure you would have felt like it in your career. Do you feel like you feel that level change in a sense? You feel like that you do see a better version of yourself when the levels do step up?
Oh yeah, of course, 100%. Because again, depending who's in front of you, again, you either show up or you don't. And Jay's one of them people, he shows up. Mm-hmm. He shows up, definitely, so I'm excited for him.
Yeah, and in the gym environment as well, like with yourself, Tunde and Joel, it's always what you see on social media, and I know it's very serious, what you see on social media is always this happy, sort of good environment. Like, how beneficial is that for a fighter that you do have an environment like that where you are comfortable with each other?
I don't know about these other guys, you know, but us lot, again, we work extremely hard. Everyone's, again, I've been known for how hard I work.
Yeah.
But again, we enjoy what we do, and it shows. Some people don't like it, some people love it, but I focus on the people that love it, because I love it, and that's all that matters. How
important is that mix between the two, would you say? Like when you could balance it, look, the hard work, like it's almost like a work hard but play hard as well in a sense. Like, how important is that balance?
If you're in the gym all the time and you're never serious, or you're in the gym and you're just playing about or whatever, clearly you're not doing something right. But for a 10-second clip, or even a minute clip on Instagram, or Snapchat, or TikTok, or whatever you want to, whatever platform you're talking about, people see that as that's your training session. Yeah, that means that you got something to think about.
Yeah. But I guess we'll move on to big news regarding yourself. You're obviously back in the ring, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Delighted.
Lyndon Arthur, once for the third time now.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of things and a lot of layers that get into this fight, with being a stadium, a trilogy, and on a massive bill, arguably probably one of the biggest cards of the year. How excited are you to be back in the ring and be on such a massive stage?
For me, that's exactly it. Excited to be back on a big stage, beautiful arena. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I have to put my hands up and say, this is a stadium and a half. But for me, it's being back in the ring in a competitive fight on paper. And yeah, I'm excited, man. This is what gets me going.
For yourself as a fighter, and I know you said you're an Arsenal fan, and I know you're not the main event, but when it comes to being in the stadium and being on the big stages, at the end of the day, it's just you and Lyndon in the ring. But is it something you think about? Like, is it important to embrace, look at this occasion, look at this stage, or is it more just, look, I've got a job to do on Saturday night?
Job to do. It could be in a pub. It could be in, as it is, a stadium. It could be on the street. When I'm in a fight, it's very, very zoned in. I don't know about other people, but when I get in a boxing ring, all the noise outside shuts off. So it's a very, very small space outside the ring. It's just you and that person in the ring.
Yeah, and I guess to be on a big stage as well, with the frustration that 2024 was for yourself, to be back in a big stage like so early on, is that a grateful feeling in a sense? Like, I know you always gonna, with your name, you always want to be in big fights, but to have it, to necessarily not have that in 24, does it make it a little bit sweeter as well?
Yeah, it's a catch-22 really, because I literally only focus on now. I've had opportunities. I'm at a stage again where my name's still ringing bells, still doing great things. But again, it's that trajectory of where I want to be, that end goal. So that's my only focus. So whoever's in front of me along the way, I've got a job to knock them down.
And I know 2024 was in the past and there was a lot of frustration. I know you boxed twice, but there was a lot of stuff in between them 10 months that happened. if you look back now, knowing there's positive, there's light at the end of the tunnel, how frustrating was 2024 in and out, outside the ring more so?
2024 was very frustrating. You know, uncertainty, not knowing what's happening next. I'm fighting on this day. No, I'm fighting on another day. I'm fighting next month. I'm fighting the month after. There was a lot of ups and downs. Again, promotional disagreements. But again, we got through that. I said it on camera. I said it on my social media. I've said the same thing, and what I've said has come to fruition. Yeah. I said I was out of contract. I was. So I fought on a show that was available. And again, I'm just happy to be back in the ring. And everyone's happy now. Yeah.
I will ask you a few things, because it's the first time I've spoke to you, but going through that time, for that whole the contractual dispute with Queensberry and Warren, it lasted for quite a long time, as you say. You fought in February and didn't fight again until October. And there was a lot of things said from just on social media with Warren as well. And I think for yourself, Anthony, you stayed a bit quiet. And was it frustrating time for you? Like how annoying was it to see all these things said and feel like, people aren't really seeing your side of the story?
Truth always comes to light. Yeah. Truth always comes to light. I'm not really a person that, it's not that I don't care. Yeah. But when you sometimes argue your point, people are either going to believe you, or they're not. Yeah. So why am I going to sit there arguing with robots or arguing with people? Like, I've said what I've said. You either take my word for it or you take the other side's word for it. Yeah. And in the end, we'll see who was right. Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm always right. Again, I'm a person, when I'm wrong, I learn from it. And in this occasion, I was right. But it's onto the future. At the time, it was very frustrating, I'll be honest with you. It affected me at the ring, affected me in the ring. And again, around that time as well, I was going through some other stuff. But yeah, man, frustration. But again, I'm happy that it's all clear. Back in the big fights. And
during them times, like usually fighters are out in the dark in a bit, on their own. To have like your support around you, like I know Tunde's always going to be in your corner, and friends as well must be an important thing too.
Of course. But the way I'm built and the way I'm designed is to lean on myself. People say this to me all the time. What's wrong? You don't talk about your problems or whatever. I'm like, why am I enhancing my problems by talking about them? Is it going to solve anything? Yeah. Get on with it. So that whole time I was in the gym, maybe I was in the gym a bit too much. Yeah. Going into the last fight, my body did feel, a bit too much. Yeah. There was a lot of pressure. There's always pressure, but there's now a pressure of you're going against something. And again, that whole situation with Frank Warren and Queensberry was upsetting me. Yeah. Because again, I'm very, very close to Frank Warren and his team. Especially Frank Warren. Frank Warren, me and him had a very, very close relationship. So when I was seeing certain things, or people were sending me clips of certain things he was saying, or whatever, it was upsetting me. Mm-hmm. But I understand business, and again, we met up, we hugged each other. Yeah. So it's all good.
I was going to say, is the relationship good now with Frank?
Yeah, it's never not been good. Yeah. Again, he was more going at management, because again, they're the ones having the back and forth. Mm-hmm. I didn't really speak to Frank during that time. Yeah. Someone said I said something that I didn't, so I got a bit upset. Yeah. And then, it was all back and forth, but it's all good now. Yeah, absolutely. And it's all good, especially ahead of April 26th, Lyndon Arthur.
I guess this trilogy had quite a while before the third fight. It was about 4 years, or just under 4 years, 2021.
Is that when
December 2021 was the rematch.
Was the rematch?
Was the rematch December 21. The first fight was December 2020. So it's like a year between the two fights, and obviously just under 4 years since the third fight. Yeah. So I guess how did it come back around that Lyndon's now the man in front of you for the third time and reigniting this sort of rivalry, I guess?
Yeah. That rivalry started because in the first fight I gave him an opportunity. Yeah. I still don't feel like I lost that fight. Yeah. It wasn't my best performance. I got hit with a lot of jabs I shouldn't have got hit with. But when we're talking about a boxing match or a fight, I still don't think I lost that fight. But again, he was the first person that was put in front of me that I think he's the first person I went 12 rounds with. Yeah. And I didn't demolish him. Yeah. Again, in the eyes of the public, or maybe in the eyes of the judges, how I was meant to. So they saw it as he was doing something that stopped me from being myself. Yeah. In my first fight against Kovalev, I'd never been 12 rounds before. Yeah. And then the talk of the town was, after that Lyndon Arthur fight, 2020, there was a world title fight on the line again next. Maybe I'll just get into my head a little bit and say, you know, I want the 12 rounds, coast. When I was in the ring, I thought I was very comfortable. When I was watching it back, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what am I watching? This ain't what I was thinking was happening in the ring. I thought I was just like, you know, it was all easy. I learned from my lesson. I learned from my lesson heavily.
For this fight, do you feel like it's even bigger now to provide a statement, considering obviously it's fair to say in the Ralph Wilkins fight, your last fight, wasn't your best performance, so even more so now you need to put on a bigger statement on the world level against Arthur?
No.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because for me and the way I'm designed is every fight to me, I want to show a good performance. You know, with that Wilkins fight, I knocked him down with the first punch. So again, sometimes it's mental. You know, in my head, I was told the next fight was Buatsi. So I didn't want to just knock out this guy first round. I hadn't fought in a while. Again, February to, when did I fight? Wilkins?
So February fought Wilkins in October. October,
that's a long time. So I didn't want to have that time where I went three rounds, 4 rounds, and then I knock out this guy with the first punch. So when he got up, I was like, let me box, let me be in the ring. Again, learned my lesson. My job, it's like I'm being told over and over again. My thing is to take guys' heads off. That's my style. That's it from now on.
And you mentioned there about that was in your head that you were fighting Buatsi. Obviously, I know Buatsi has a fight scheduled, and it looked like we was going to get it in 2024.
I thought it was going to happen as well.
Do you think there's idea that does happen?
Of course,
in your line in 25. Or?
It's one of the fights that's inevitable. I'm the kind of person. I've shown my character. People are asking for something. Let's make it happen. Even when people are not asking for something, if there's an opportunity that gets presented to me, let's make it happen. Kovalev, I was 18-0, prospect. They said, you know, you're ranked number 2 in the WBO. Oh no, you're ranked number 1 actually. You're gonna fight Kovalev. Why not? Where is it? But you got to come to Russia. You got to go to Chelyabinsk. Alright then, let's make it happen. People are saying I'm crazy. Don't do that. You know, you don't know the rules out there. Like you're gonna. It's crazy. Don't do it. I said no, I'm doing it. Beterbiev, you know, 18-0, 18 knockouts. This monstrous person. 300 and something amateur fights, only 5 losses in the amateurs. As a professional, perfect record, 18 fights, 18 wins, 18 knockouts. World champion for however many fights. You sure you want to fight this guy? Yes. It's a world title fight. Give me the fight. So I'll show my character. And when it comes to other fights that people are actually asking for, I'm here for it as well. The fight was meant to happen, but it didn't happen and it wasn't my fault.
How do you think Buatsi gets on against Callum Smith?
I don't know. I don't really care. But I just want to, again, I'm going to be there. Hopefully it's a good fight.
Well, another fight on that card as well I did want to ask you about. A former opponent of yours, I think it was 2 years to the day, a couple of days ago, Artur Beterbiev takes on Dmitry Bivol in a rematch. Obviously, Beterbiev being the undisputed champion now, beating Bivol. But how do you see the rematch going?
I see Beterbiev winning again. The first fight was a very close game of chess. It was a very close fight. I did have Beterbiev edging it just a little bit. But in the second fight, again, I like Bivol, I like his style, I like what he's accomplished as well. But I think if Beterbiev goes to the body more in this fight, you'll stop him.
Definitely. Anthony, pleasure to speak to you, mate. Really appreciate taking the time to speak to me. And all the best on April 26th against Lyndon Arthur. Top man, thank you.